This is an order of battle listing the British and Commonwealth forces involved in the Indonesia-Malaysia confrontation. Commonwealth Order of Battle. The following units served in North Borneo, Sarawak or Brunei between the 24th of December 1962 and the 11th of August 1966. The eligible dates for the 1962 General Service Medal with Class Borneo. Those marked * were based in UK. The conditions for the Borneo clasp were 30 days service ashore in Brunei, Sabah or Sarawak or afloat in coastal waters, or 1 operational flying sortie in support of operations ashore. In addition, the Malay Peninsula clasp was awarded for 30 days service ashore in the Malay Peninsula or Singapore, or afloat in their waters, or carrying out 30 air patrols over the land area between the 17th of August 1964 and the 11th of August 1966. In addition to the units listed below, between 1963 and 1966 there were up to 80 ships from the Royal Navy, Royal Australian Navy, Royal Malay Navy and Royal New Zealand Navy. Most of these were patrol craft, minesweepers, frigates and destroyers patrolling the coastline to intercept Indonesian insurgents. One of the 2 commando carriers, HMS Albion and HMS Bulwark, was also committed throughout the period of confrontation, usually in the transport role for troops, helicopters and army aircraft between Singapore and Borneo. An indication of relative effort is infantry battalion months for the last 12 months of the war in Sarawak and Sabah. Of the 144 such months, 36 were Malaysian, 48 Gurkha, 52 British, 4 Australian and 4 New Zealand. United Kingdom Royal Navy 40 Commando Royal Marines stationed at HMS Sembawang. Singapore 42 Commando Royal Marines stationed at HMS Sembawang. Sections of Special Boat Service detachments of 845 Naval Air Squadron stationed at HMS Sembawang. Singapore detachments of 846 Naval Air Squadron stationed at HMS Sembawang. Detachments of 848 Naval Air Squadron stationed at HMS Sembawang. 849 Mars Ferry Gannet AEW on HMS Victorious. British Army Squadron of Lifeguards, Squadrons of 1st, the Queen's Dragoon Guards * Squadrons of Queen's Royal Irish Hussars, Squadrons of 4th Royal Tank Regiment H Squadron of 5th Royal Tank Regiment * 4th Light Regiment Royal Artillery, 88, 97 Light Batteries * V Light, 132 medium batteries T and 9 light air defense batteries, 30 light anti-defense battery * 53 light anti-aircraft battery RAR of 22nd Light Air Defense Regiment * 11 light anti-defense battery * 40th Light Regiment Royal Artillery, 129,137 light batteries * 70 light, 176 light, 170 medium batteries 7, 79,145 Commando light batteries 1st Battalion, Scots Guards Independent Parachute Company 1st Battalion, King's Own Scottish Borderers * 1st Battalion, Gordon Highlanders * 1st Battalion, Royal Ulster Rifles * 1st Battalion, Queen's Own Highlanders 1st Battalion, Queen's Own Buffs, the Royal Kent Regiment 1st Battalion, Durham Light Infantry 1st Battalion, Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders 1st Battalion, Royal Leicestershire Regiment 1st Battalion, King's Own Yorkshire Light Infantry 1st Green Jackets 2nd Green Jackets, the King's Royal Rifle Corps 3rd Green Jackets, the Rifle Brigade 2nd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment * D Company, 3rd Battalion, the Parachute Regiment * 1st Battalion, Royal Hampshire Regiment * 22 Special Air Service Regiment * 1st and 2nd Battalions of 2nd Gurkha Rifles 1st and 2nd Battalions, 6th Gurkha Rifles, 1st and 2nd Battalions, 7th Gurkha Rifles, 1st and 2nd Battalions, 10th Gurkha Rifles, Gurkha Independent Parachute Company Detachments 656 Squadron Army Air Corps various units from Corps of Royal Engineers various units from the Royal Corps of Signals, Royal Air Force Detachments 15 Squadron RAF Regiment Detachments 26 Squadron LAA, RAF Regiments stationed at RAF Changi, Singapore Detachments 34 Squadron stationed at RAF Changi Detachments 48 Squadron stationed at RAF Changi Detachments 209 Squadron stationed at RAF Seletar, Singapore Detachments 52 Squadron stationed at RAF Butterworth, Malaya Detachments 66 Squadron stationed at RAF Seletar Detachments 103 Squadron stationed at RAF Seletar Detachments 110 Squadron stationed at RAF Seletar Detachments 205 Squadron stationed at RAF Changi 225 Squadron * stationed at RAF Seletar 230 Squadron * stationed at RAF Seletar 81 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah, Singapore 20 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah 60 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah 64 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah 45 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah 74 Squadron stationed at RAF Tengah 15 Squadron Handley Page Victor stationed in at RAF Tengah and RAF Butterworth 215 Squadron Armstrong Whitworth or 660 Argosy stationed at RAF Changi 129 Signals Unit Radars Type 13, 14 and 15. Australia Australian Army 3rd Battalion, a Royal Australian Regiment 4th Battalion, Royal Australian Regiment 1 and 2 Squadrons of the Special Air Service Regiment 102nd Field Battery, Royal Australian Artillery 111th Light Anti-Aircraft Battery 1st Field Squadron, a Royal Australian Engineers 7th Field Squadron, Royal Australian Engineers 21st Construction Squadron, a Royal Australian Engineers 22nd Construction Squadron, Royal Australian Engineers 24th Construction Squadron, Royal Australian Engineers, Royal Australian Air Force No. 2 Squadron RAF No. 3 Squadron RAF No. 5 Squadron RAF No. 77 Squadron RAF, Royal Australian Navy HMAS Curlew HMAS Gull HMAS Hawk HMAS Ibis HMAS Snipe HMAS Teal HMAS Duchess HMAS Vampire HMAS Vendetta HMAS Derwent HMAS Parramatta HMAS Yarra, Malaysia Malaysian Army Squadron of Malaysian Reconnaissance Regiment A and B Batteries 3rd Battalion, Royal Malay Regiment 5th Battalion, Royal Malay Regiment 8th Battalion, Royal Malay Regiment 1st Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment 2nd Battalion, Singapore Infantry Regiment 1st Battalion, Malaysia Rangers 2nd Battalion, Malaysia Rangers, Royal Malaysian Navy KD Sri Perak KD Sri Perlis KD Sri Selangor KD Hang Tuah, Royal Malaysian Air Force Squadron Royal Federation of Malayan Police Police Special Branch Battalion of Police Field Force Marine Police Force New Zealand Army 1st Battalion, Royal New Zealand Infantry Regiment 1st Ranger Squadron, Royal New Zealand Air Force No. 14 Squadron RNZAF 12 based RAF Tengah with deployments to RAF Labuan, RAF Butterworth, AF Gongkadar No. 41 Squadron RNZAF based RAF Changi with detachments to RAF Kuching throughout the period of confrontation. Royal New Zealand Navy HMNZS Royalist HMNZS Otago HMNZS Taranaki HMNZS Hickleton HMNZS Santon HMNZS Blackpool